You are solving for them. And now you have to figure out how you can communicate that you are solving that problem. Once you've
As every client, and it goes back to the old saying, the WIIFM, that's the badge that they're wearing. It's what's in it for me. And that's why you really have to put yourselves into their shoes. And again, a great way to do that is to talk to some of those people who are already sold on what you're doing. But it's so important. Those are the questions that you have to answer. It's not based upon what you think is good. It's what it really is. And that's why you have to go through all this research to find out what is working for your good clients. And then the negative avatars we talked about is what is the demographic and what makes up your client from hell, because you want to make sure you stay away from that moving ahead.
Exactly. Once you've gotten your message, you have to focus on what it is that you are providing them with. And you need to get experimental, for lack of a better word, with how you do this. You know, once upon a time, the best commercials were 30-second TV spots. They'd have a jingle, some animation, and people would respond. Over time, advertising has changed. You got into telling stories through advertising, showing the situations that your customers are in so they can identify with what they're seeing and go, oh, yes, I have that same issue. If this worked for them, maybe it'll work for me. Now, everything is very quick. You've got 3 seconds to grab their attention. If you're online, it's very difficult to tell a story in 280 characters, which is what you have if you advertise on Twitter. You have to figure out how it is you are going to grab their attention. And that's the biggest key. Grabbing the attention. Once you've got their attention, you have to hold it. But holding it is actually easier than grabbing it is. That's why now, if you look through Facebook, if you look through Instagram, if you look through a lot of online publications, the advertising is disguised. It looks like the rest of the posts in your Facebook feed. It looks like the rest of your Instagram feed. For publications, it's content. And it looks like another article in the publication. You need to figure out how to grab attention and how not to get blocked. And that is the hardest part of your marketing plan, is figuring that out.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, the internet, the social media sites like Facebook and Instagram, and even your own website can be a great way to get people interested in things, gather information, and that kind of thing. But you have to make it engaging so that they click something to see what's going on. And as you said, once they do that, the chances of something happening afterwards is so much more. But using your website or your Facebook page to get information that way in a very, very friendly way, maybe encouraging people to do that with maybe an incentive or something, is a really, really great way to do that. And it's a great way to brainstorm with your fellow employees, because a lot of people have a lot of ideas, and the internet is, you know, so complicated and yet so simple that the more you work on that side of things, because that's the number one place people go these days, the better that can be for you.
Absolutely. You need to reach out using these media. And the biggest mistake that business owners make when they're putting together their plan is to mistake an advertisement for marketing. A single ad is not marketing. In fact, a single ad is a waste of money because nobody responds to one ad. On average, you need 7 touch points before they'll respond to you. So they need to see your name come up in their Facebook feed and get an email from you and see a flyer from you. And each of those needs to happen a few times before they're going to go, well, wait a minute, let me look into this. Let me see what this is about. So taking out one ad is not marketing. And your plan has to be about how you are going to market, and it has to be realistic. And your marketing plan should cover a good amount of time. Most plans focus on a year. And each year you change up your marketing based on what you learned the previous year. Now, there are certain things, depending on your business, that you can look into that will work great for some businesses, not so well for others. If you're a B2B business, advertising on social media, giving away a white paper, a report, some sort of information is a great way to grab people to come in. If you're a consumer product and you're looking for a way to get people to try you for the first time, you have coupons, which still work. But you have to understand the limitations of each form of marketing. Both giving away the report and giving away a coupon is you are providing something for free. There is a large percentage of your audience that will gladly take advantage of a free offer, but then they will never come back because they are looking for that free. So why should you do something like this? Well, the idea is to get them in so that you can target them more. If you're running a special at a restaurant or a retail store, you want them to come in so that you can see them and get them to sign up for an email newsletter. Get them to sign up for future offers. Then you've got their name, address, phone number, email address, whatever it is you're collecting, and you have the ability now to target that person.
Yeah, and that's where you need to have this whole marketing plan done ahead of time, because you have to have all the logical next steps laid out for when you do draw them in, because that, as you said, that is the key. Once you have them in the system, then they have to opt out, or they're going to be exposed to everything that you're going to send to them in the future. And as long as you can keep it interesting and get response from people, you have to have that planned out ahead of time to make sure that that's going to work, so you can keep them in the system and eventually get something out of them for that freebie that you gave them up front.
Right. The marketing plan now is also referred to as a sales funnel. The idea is your first advertisements, your first piece of marketing is to grab the biggest number of your target market that you can. And then you funnel them down to the next step. And that takes this big group and says, okay, well, 80% of these people aren't really interested in buying. So who are those 20%? Those are the people that follow up, that'll come in, that'll do something. From there, you need to keep them interested. And again, remember, you're going to need at least 7 touch points before they make a decision. So by planning out this funnel, You take them from a huge group of prospects to a targeted number of people that are going to buy. And better still, if you've got your marketing done well, these people will actually help you market because they will refer their friends to you, their colleagues to you. So your customer is actually part of your marketing plan. So when you put all of these aspects together, you're putting together a strategic plan to communicate with potential customers and ultimately convert them into actual customers through advertising, through public relations, through online marketing, through offline marketing.
Yep, through events and things like that too. The more you think outside the box to get people together with you on this, the better off you're going to be too. Because the bottom line is if you have a lot of your clients getting together, in the same social forum or together for an event, if you're doing local things or whatever, then you get a big buzz going about you because you put this whole thing together. So it's, networking always works and it's all about relationships. And if you can get a whole lot of your people together, whether they're clients or people who are looking out for your best interests, that's a great way to do this. Teamwork is a really, really huge part of putting together a marketing plan because you need a lot of minds to do it rather than just the way you think, even if you're just a solopreneur.
Right. You need to be able to think outside the box and get ideas from other people. And sometimes it doesn't feel like marketing. An example of this is I know a number of women's boutique stores, and they have had fantastic results by having wine events. And they will have somebody come in and they'll do a wine tasting, and they're doing it in their store. So the people are in there for the wine tasting, and they're showcasing their upscale merchandise, and it gets people to come in. And that in turn allows them to showcase their merchandise and reach their target market. So you really do have to think outside the box. What is it that's going to attract the attention of my potential customer?
Yeah, again, a really good way to take a look at that without doing a whole lot of work yourself is to analyze what your competition is doing. Go online. If you're a local business, go out and see what the folks in California are doing. And you can get some ideas that way. But it's really, really important, again, to quantify the results that you're getting from every different thing that you're looking at because it is totally different from everybody.
And also work with other businesses. You're not in this alone. If you're running a gym, partner with a health food store. If you're running an art studio, partner with a local liquor store or winery. Think about what else your target market is doing and work with businesses that don't compete with you, but complement your services with theirs. And this way you're creating a customer experience. And that is the ultimate goal of your plan. It's not just to bombard them with a message. It's to create an image for your business. Whether that's, we've got everything you need at low, low prices like Walmart, or a very upscale, very elegant image, very professional, whatever it is, this is how you create it. Your plan is all of the details for creating that image that's going to you're presenting to customers and the experience that they are going to receive. And something that a lot of people don't really latch onto is that when you're creating